Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my review of the game which took place yesterday afternoon between Chelsea and Fulham, and this obviously means that it was a West London derby. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this review is firstly I'm going to give you the lineup in which Maurizio Sarri put on the pitch to start the game with, and obviously that will be broken down into the formation and then the personnel. Sorry. Then secondly, I'll give you my thoughts on the game itself, which will, as always, be broken down into the first half and then the second half. Then I'll give you my thoughts on the game itself, with my thoughts of the fans as well. So, without further ado, let's just get straight into this review. So, starting off with the lineup, and obviously the formation, it was a 4-3-3 with that deep line playmaker involved. And getting into the personnel in which Maurizio Sarri fielded at the start of the game, he did go with Kepa in goal. He went with the start of the game. He did go with Kepa in goal. He went with the usual Premier League back four that he deploys, of Cesar Azpilicueta at right back, a centre back pairing of David Luiz and Antonio Rudiger, with Marcos Alonso at left back. In the midfield three, he went with Jorginho in that deep line playmaker role, with Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante just ahead of him, sorry. And in the front three, again from right to left, he went with Pedro Rodriguez in the right wing spot, Olivier Giroud up top, and Eden Hazard in the left wing spot. So that's the lineup in which Maurizio Sarri went with. Getting into my thoughts on the game itself, and starting off with the first half, I thought that it was a good first half from Chelsea, although we did start a bit slowly. In the first 2 minutes, Fulham did have a chance. They did have a few half chances as well. But in the fourth minute, we made it 1-0. N'Golo Kante wins the ball back from Fulham's right back. I think it was Cyrus Christie. And Siri didn't get to the ball, in which Cyrus Christie was trying to give to him, and Kante pounces. He runs with the ball and he passes it to Pedro, who's in the right wing spot, all by himself. He takes a touch, he caresses it past the Fulham defender, and he uses his weaker left foot to side foot it into the bottom corner, and that was 1-0. And for the rest of the half, I thought that Chelsea did really well. Fulham were chasing shadows. Sorry, although they did have a 5-10 minute spell at the end of the first half, where they did create a few chances and controlled the game a bit. I just said that we were brilliant for the rest of the first half. What I meant is that we were present all the way through. But yeah, that was my half. I mean, those were my thoughts on the first half. I thought that was a really good first half from Chelsea. The only criticism I do have is that we didn't take our chances, and on certain occasions we didn't move the ball quickly enough. But yeah, those are the only criticisms I do have. Now getting into the second half, I thought that Fulham put us under a lot of pressure, and they created more chances than and they could have scored. They could have scored in the 54th minute through, I think it was, I cannot remember who it was, but they did have some good chances that they weren't able to put away. I think that Fulham were more present in the second half than they were in the first half, and I think that they gave us a really good game, and they made it a proper derby, or a proper West London derby, if that's a thing, according to us fans. But it was a really good it was a really entertaining second half if you're a neutral. But as for us, I think that defensively we still need to improve. I think that Marcos Alonso didn't have the best of games, but we can all see why he didn't have the best of games, because the Fulham fans were hurling abuse at him, which was uncalled for. I don't know why they were talking about something he didn't mean to do in the past, obviously, but it clearly affected his performance, and I don't blame him, because he is a good player. I think he deserves to play for us, and he was rightly taken off. But the Fulham fans, you've just justified why I hate you lot, because you shouldn't be you shouldn't be talking about something like that if it's not relevant to the game or to the match. But they did, and I think that they should be banned from all the stadiums in the country, like Eunice H said in his review. But so he came off for Davide Zappacosta, which obviously meant that Cesar Azpilicueta moved to the left back spot. And Zappacosta, he came on and he played really well. The other substitutions in which Chelsea made or Sarri made were that Alvaro Morata came on for Olivier Giroud, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on for Mateo Kovacic, who did have a slight knock. And I did say that he had a decent game, but looking back on it, he wasn't at his best. Maybe that was because I heard that he had a knock, so that's fair play to him. He did try, but he wasn't at his best. The Alvaro Morata miss, you can blame him for that. He was trying to side foot it. He was trying to caress it into the back of the net, but it hit his shin and it went over the bar horribly. But that's not his fault. He tried to side foot it, and sometimes it just comes off his shin. It's happened to me before. I'm sure it's happened to many footballers out there. I'm not a footballer, just to let you know. But yeah, he came on. He did try Alvaro Morata, and I think it's about time we stopped slating him and actually tried to get behind him, because he has been playing. He has been playing well this season. So let's give him some encouragement so that he doesn't have to. Let's just encourage him. And the third substitution was obviously Ruben Loftus-Cheek for Mateo Kovacic, and he came on and sealed the West London derby for Chelsea. Good goal. I cannot remember who gave him the ball, but he ventured into the box with the ball and he side-footed it past Sergio Rico. Brilliant goal, and I'm just glad that Ruben Loftus-Cheek finally scored in a West London derby, because I remember his game against Brentford back in January 2017, which we obviously won 4-0. He was the man of the match by a long shot, but he didn't score, and he had so many chances to score. So I'm glad that he did it in this game, or yesterday's game. But second half, Fulham did give us a really good game. I think that overall it was a really good West London derby, although there could have been improvements. On Chelsea's side, we could have improved our finishing. We could have been far more clinical, and we could have done a lot better with our set pieces, and we also could have moved the ball quicker. But nonetheless, it was a good way to bounce back from last Saturday's horrible defeat to Tottenham Hotspur at Wembley. So still things to improve on, but credit to Chelsea. Now getting into my thoughts on. Oh yeah, my bad. Overall, good performance. The players did well. They did everything they could under pressure as well, and Fulham also put in a decent performance. So overall, I do think that we deserve to win based on the fact that we took our chances and Fulham didn't. We didn't take all of our chances, but we still took some of them, and Fulham didn't. So on that basis, I think we deserve to win the game, and I also think that we played slightly better than they did. But that's it. Good performance. Still things to improve on. Now for my thoughts on our next game against Wolves. I think that we have to win. Think that we have to win the game, because points aren't guaranteed against Manchester City. As much as we will hate them, they are playing impeccably well, and they are without a doubt the best team in the league at the moment. Even though they aren't playing particularly well, they're still grinding out results. Yeah, so our game on Wednesday against Wolverhampton Wanderers has to be we have to win, and we have to play at our best. Because if we don't play at our best, and we put in the performance in which we are, and we put in a similar performance against Manchester City, I'm sorry, but we'll lose. And if we're not going to beat Manchester City, then you might as well pick up points against Wolves, because like I said, it's not guaranteed that we'll get anything against Manchester City. But I'm not necessarily confident for our game against Wolves on Wednesday. But I do think that we can win, because we did play them a couple of seasons ago in the FA Cup, last 16 I think it was, when we beat them 2-0, Diego Costa and Pedro. But it wasn't the prettiest performance. They did put us on the back foot for large parts of the game, and I'm not sure if we're gonna put in a pretty performance against Wolves on Wednesday, but we'll just have to see. Overall, I'm glad that we won. I cannot stand those lot. You lot should know by now. I cannot stand Fulham. I hate them. I think that we should make this a proper derby. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. But a deserved win in my opinion. I'll see you all very soon. That is the end of this review. I've run out of things to say, but to you Fulham fans who did chant who put out those murderer chants, you're a disgrace to football. But yes, see you all very soon. Come on, you Blues, and peace. And for those Fulham fans, drown your sorrows at Craven Cottage, please. Come on, Chelsea.